Hey first graders, today we will be learning to weave with paper. We're going to be using warm and cool colors, and you'll be creating 2 paintings to put together for this. For this project, you'll need paper, a pencil, a ruler, markers or watercolor paints, a paintbrush, and a glue stick. If you don't have a ruler, you can create a measuring tool using a piece of paper, folding it evenly, and then creasing it and cutting along the line. If you watch in this video, I labeled where the straight edge of the paper is so that I can always use that each time. Today we will be talking about warm and cool colors. If you look at this color wheel in front of you, it's been divided in half. Warm colors are reds, oranges, yellows, and even pinks. And cool colors are blues, greens, and purples. In the slideshow that I'm sharing before this, you can watch a video a little bit about color. For this project, we'll be creating 2 separate paintings. You'll need the heavier white paper in your sketchbook. If you don't have watercolor paints, you could do the same exact thing with markers. Let's watch as I start to paint my warm colored paper. Remember, for this one, we are only using warm colors, reds, oranges, and yellows, and even pink if you have it. Start with any shape you want in the center of your paper. Rinse your brush in between colors, and then you can create outlines of that shape or lines that radiate from the center all the way to the edge. It can be a pattern or it can be random. Sure to fill in all of the white space. Next, let's do the same thing, but with cool colors. You can create a new shape and create new lines, but make sure you fill the space and only use the cool colors, blues, greens, and purples. The next step is super important. Now we wait for our paintings to dry completely. When they're dry, come back later. If you didn't use watercolor paint and you used markers, you can start right away. Choose your favorite painting and put it in front of you. You're going to take that painting and fold it in half like a book, making it as even as you can. Then, put the crease facing you closest to your body and the open part facing away from you at the top. You'll need your straight edge measuring tool or your ruler. Line it up at the edge of the paper and hold it steady. It helps to put your hand in the middle so it doesn't slip and slide. Draw a line on the bottom of the ruler, and now you're left with the big gap at the top, the size of your measuring tool. Write the word stop, S-T-O-P, to remind yourself when you're doing the next cutting step where to stop. Grab your scissors, we're ready to get started. On the folded edge of our paper, you're going to try to find the middle. Cut from the crease all the way to the stopping line. Now it looks like a pair of shorts. Go on one half of the paper and do the same thing again. Find the middle, cut from the crease, and go to the top. Do that to the opposite side, so then you'll have 4 sections. Continue trying to find the middle of each section and cutting to your stopping line until you have 8 sections. When you're done with this step, you can set this one aside. We'll call this paper our weaving loom. Open it up, it should look something like this. Now grab your other painting and flip it to the back. You'll need your ruler or your measuring tool and your pencil for this. You're going to line your ruler up with the edge of your paper, Hold it steady so that it doesn't slip and slide, and draw a line. Slide your ruler or measuring tool to that line and draw a line next to that. We're creating evenly spaced strips or lines to cut on that we will weave in and out of our weaving loom paper. Continue to do this until you fill the entire paper with evenly spaced lines. When you're finished cutting up all of your strips, grab your weaving loom paper and your strips and we'll start weaving. Follow along with me. The pattern of weaving is easy. Over one, under one, over one, under one. But it's how we start each strip that's important. I'm starting the first strip by going over the bottom section of my warm colored paper, under the next, over the one after that, under, over, under, and then sliding it all the way to the right. The second strip, though, I'm going to go underneath that warm colored paper and then continue the same pattern. Under, over, under, over, under, over. If you were to start the same way and go on top of your weaving would not be able to stay together and be really strong. So for my third strip of paper, I'm going to do the same as the first. I'll start at the bottom on top of my warm colored paper, then go underneath the strip, over, under, without skipping any of those cuts that I made. Feel free to stop and start this video to help you at any time. Continue with your weaving strips, starting in the opposite way each time you begin your over-under pattern, until you fill up the whole weaving loom. Your last piece might be a little tricky, and you might even have to cut your strip in half lengthwise to have it fit in your space. When you're finished, grab your glue stick and glue down those tabs at the top, at the bottom, and on the back. When you're done, I can't wait to see your weaving. These always turn out so beautiful and colorful. Make sure you find the Flipgrid link and share it with me.